Hello, this is Minder Chen. I'm a professor of Management Information System at Martin Business School of Business and Economics and at California State University, Channel Island. This is the first lectures for the course, The Management of Organization. And in this lecture, we're going to just give a brief introduction to management. And in this course, we're more or less follow a free textbook called The Principle of Management. You can get access to the textbook through the following link. And the learning objective for this course is to learn the vocabulary of management, a set of management principles, and a variety of framework and models about different perspectives of management. You will not become a good manager by just taking this course or study the textbook. And as a colleague of mine, Professor Andrew Morris, said that you're not a manager until you deny an employee's request for a raise or until you have fired someone from your company. However, if you really truly want to learn the management skills and to become a good manager, you have to try to apply what you have learned in this course in every possible opportunity that you may have, including manage your own life, your career, and any student club that you may involve. And that's the only way to truly learn about the essence of management and pick up the management skill that will be needed. So what is management? In short, management is about working with human, financial, information, and any other resources to achieve organizational goal by performing the planning, organizing, leading, and controlling function. So the key words here are resources, goal, and management function, which include planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Management can be defined as the art and science of getting things done through the utilization of resources and the effort of other people. A lot of time people actually would define management as the art of getting things done through the effort of other people. However, in this definition that I have, I added the science as part of the management. Management definitely is not just art. There's a science component to it. When we talk about the scientific approach to management you will see that aspect. And getting things done, which imply there's are goals to be achieved, and we also emphasize the use of resources other than people, which certainly is a very important part of the resource pool that we rely on to getting things done. So in essence, we need to focus on resources, and we need to focus on people at the individual, group, organization, or even a country level. Goals are related to visions, missions, and also can be tied to performance. Management from the function aspect include plan, organize, and control the process and operation of the following basic elements, which are basically resources, which include human resource, or people, material, machine, methods. Methods are about how we do things, and the financial resource, which are money, and managing the customer and the marketplace. And managers are guided by plan, which means we need to create the plan through the planning process, and direct and coordinate and provide leadership to human effort to achieve goals of the organization. This is a very important slide which our textbook used in terms of organizing the course material. POLC framework, POLC stands for planning, organizing, leading, which is really about leadership, and controlling. And under planning, we have creating vision and mission, setting goals, and formulating and implementing strategy. Under organizing, we would talk about designing organizations structures and how to foster the organizational cultures. Leading or leadership is a very important part of management, and we will discuss how to provide leadership, how to make decisions, how to communicate, how to work within team, and how to motivate people. Controlling is definitely about managed human resources and also measuring performance. And under this framework, we can also take different perspectives, including the people's perspective, which is very important. And however, I would like to also include the systems thinking approach and also the process orientation to look at the management of processes, or looking at management from a process perspective, and also look at the kind of resources that we need to manage. And I call it resource view. And there's a need for management in everywhere. So there's a saying called management is everyone's business. Regardless of the size of your organization, you need management. Regardless of the type of organization, it could be for profit and non-for-profit, social business, social enterprise, and like CI as a school, or the government agency, or even charity, we need management. We need to manage the university, we need to manage the school, the charity, or the government need to have proper management of the government. And also the organization that we talk about, which require management, can be divided into different stages of its development, from the startup to a kind of a organization, a growing stage, or a mature organization. They all need different kinds of management skill. There may be some differences in terms of the emphasis, in terms of the management approach. But definitely there's a need for management regardless of the stage of your organization's development life cycle. And also people at a different level within the organization, they all need some kind of management skill. Even at the bottom of organizational hierarchy, you still need to manage your daily activity. There are different business function. Here we use the term business function, not management function. Different business function within an organization also need management. Marketing, human resource, finance, information technology, manufacturing, or research and development, they all need to be managed. And Henry Mintzberg's take another approach to kind of describe what management is all about by describing the roles played by management. And there are 10 roles which can be classified into 3 categories. Those 3 categories are interpersonal, informational, and decisional. Under interpersonal category, there are 3 roles: figurehead, liaison, and leaders. Under the informational category, manager can play the role of a monitor, a disseminator, and a spokesperson. Under the decision roles, a manager can actually play the role of an entrepreneur, a disturbance handler, which handle any exceptional situations, and resource allocator to allocate resources and to different organizational unit or individual, and or negotiators and within the organization with entity outside the organizations. And there are a few really nice video which describe Mintzberg's study of management's role. You're encouraged to watch these videos. And there's a video in this article which also highly recommended, and there are additional description of those 10 roles in our textbook and also in the online resource listed here. We can also study management based on the organizational hierarchy, which means managers' position within an organizational hierarchy. At the top, there's a board of directors, and there's a CEO, which are the key top management, and at any organization. There's top management team, which we sometimes call it C-suite, like chief financial officer, etc. And chief financial officer, chief information officer, chief marketing officer, chief operational officer, chief technology officer, and chief human resource officer. They form the so-called top management team. And also, there are middle level managers, and the first line manager, and the workers at the operational level. And particularly for the first line management, sometimes we can also divide it up into front stage employee and backstage employee. For instance, a chef in restaurants, they are very important, but they are kind of stay at the background, so they are the so-called backstage employee. The servants who have direct contact with the customer are considered the front stage employee. They all play very important role in an organization. So following that hierarchical approach, we can also kind of map the kind of management function like planning, control, and operations to the hierarchy. The top level managers perform planning function more. Middle level manager play the more controlling function, and the operational employee are involved more at the operational level activity. And certainly executive can be involved in operational level, but they focus more on the planning side. And also from the information viewpoint, top level manager need a lot of information from external source, and they usually receive information which will be in more aggregated level, and they probably need to have more analytical data. At operational level, employees receive information from more internal source and more detailed information, and information is more about business transaction event. Daniel Katz and Robert Kent integrated role theory by Mintzberg and kind of classify three different kinds of management skill, which can be very useful. And one is the technical skill. If you're in the IT organization or company, then you're definitely having the IT skill would be very important. If you manage an HR organization, the HR has some technical skill that you need to have. And regardless of your industry, your organization unit, we are dealing with people in managing any kind of organization. So the people skill or human skill is very important. And the third one, which may not be so obvious, but it's really the conceptual skill. You can think in the abstract. You have the problem solving skill, decision making skill, and those are the so-called conceptual skill, which is as important as the technical and the people skill that are listed above. Another way to look at the skill set is to classify them into the so-called hard skill, like your math skill, your data analytics skill, and the soft skill like negotiation, communicating with people, deal with people who may be difficult to work with. That's kind of the soft skill, which is probably as important as the hard skill, and which can be hard to acquire or to be taught. And to a certain extent, if you're top level managers, the conceptual skill become the critical part of the three skill set. And if you're the lower level managers, and the technical skill become very important. Okay, so all three skills in the skill set, conceptual, human or people skill, and technical skill, they're all important. But when you move up, the conceptual skill become probably more important, and at the entry level, your technical skill is very important. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you probably want to certainly develop the conceptual skill, but if you're looking for entry-level job, it's probably the technical skill that gets you that position. So when you're taking the marketing course, the HR course, the MIS course, it would teach you the necessary technical skill to perform your job as entry-level managers. And so take those technical courses more seriously and make sure you have the technical skill. Okay, we're going to just end this first part of this intro portion. We'll continue in another video recording. Thank you.